while the truth may be that not everybody is using direct secure messaging, the reality is that a lot of people are using direct secure messaging, and we shouldn't forget that. There are approximately 10,000 providers and healthcare organizations that are using direct secure messaging to attest for CMS Payment Incentives. Direct secure messaging is being used in everyday referral exchange. So while it's true that we don't have 100% adoption of direct secure messaging, we certainly do have quite a number of providers that are using it. It's easy to focus on where direct messaging is not quite fully baked, but if you think about where we are in the technology adoption life cycle versus other technologies, we're only about 6 years into the direct messaging life cycle, whereas if you look at fax, adoption cycle from introduction to adoption was as much as 20 to 25 years, and direct messaging is only 6 years into its life cycle. So it is to be expected that we're not going to have 100% penetration, and there's still a lot of upside and progress to go. When providers think about external communications, by default, their first thought is an interface, an HL7 interface, a VPN, a fax. In many cases, it's still courier. So there is an embedded mentality that these are the ways to communicate externally. So direct secure messaging is a relatively new way of thinking. It's a new paradigm. So as with any other new technology, there is an adoption curve that needs to be achieved for direct secure messaging to be absorbed. Many of the early adopters of direct secure messaging have used it to attest for CMS incentive payments. And because of that, the perception of direct messaging is that its sole purpose is for meeting CMS thresholds. The truth is that direct secure messaging has many more applications. Applications in medication reconciliation, applications in event notifications, ADT notifications. So the perception is very narrow right now that direct secure messaging is an attestation tool. The reality is that direct secure messaging has applications across the care continuum and across the community of care. Something else that providers generally don't know is that DirectTrust provides a complete healthcare provider directory. So there are over 800,000 unique records, endpoints in that provider directory, which anybody who is working with a HISP can access. And that directory is unique, and it's not widely known that that directory exists. So at DataMotion, we are a health information service provider and authorized provider of direct secure messaging, but essentially we are a technology company. We focus on moving PHI across the internet with HIPAA compliant security and privacy, but we are not a policy company. We're not lawyers. The ability to offload policy decisions and legal issues to DirectTrust allows us to keep our focus as technologists on moving PHI, which is our competency and what we do best. I think that companies or individuals that have a passion about data sharing have a role to play at DirectTrust. We are not an organization that is dominated by specific interests. We are a very democratic organization, and there is room in DirectTrust for everyone from a patient to a leading EHR to have a say in the direction of our policy and how we execute.